I've dealt with enough today. The first thing that I thought about upon waking up, and I texted Olivia this immediately as soon as I was awake enough to do so. I dreamt that I watched the entirety of the movie Mufasa,
Mhm.
the prequel movie.
That's not even cute animated, it's just CGI animated for
Mhm.
some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it looks like shit. I don't know if I don't remember if I talked to you about this, but when we went to see Wicked over Thanksgiving, they played the trailer for Mufasa beforehand, and apparently my face was so like wrinkled up. It's just an outright sneer of disgust because the family behind me was also like, "Oh, this looks really good. Like, I can't wait for this to come out." And also, the thing that my eyes were seeing was so bad. There's a scene, Olivia, where Mufasa and Taka, who's a Scar before Scar was Scar, they go over a waterfall, and then as they're falling, Taka's like, "I told you we shouldn't have done this," or like something funny. Do you remember how in the original Lion King, Mufasa falls off a cliff and it's like a very serious emotional moment and
Yeah.
they take it very seriously and then
Yeah.
Mufasa dies because of
Because
it?
he
And
dies, yeah.
then, yeah, and then Simba takes the guilt from that because he thinks he caused it and then he has to live with that for the rest of his life. Do you remember that? Do you remember
Yeah.
that?
And
Do you
he's
know
just
how
a
the
little
story is?
boy.
He's just a little boy. He's just a little lion cub. He can't take this. And
Hmm.
also, do you remember that this is based on Shakespeare?
And Hamlet, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of
Yeah.
that.
Do you know that Hamlet I would say it's pretty serious. It's not one of his comedies.
Yeah.
There are
He's
funny moments, but I would not
but
call
he's
it
having a
like
hard time.
he's going through it.
And it's by definition a tragedy because people die so much.
Do you think that if Shakespeare were to like think about a potential prequel to Hamlet, do you think that he would have had I told Stu we should have done something different like
Yes, I do. I think that I think that the father and the uncle probably played Ghost as children.
oh cute.
Mhm.
That's so adorable. I love that. Um yeah. I don't know. I'm not watching the movie, but I can tell you if it was half as entertaining as my dream last night, it'll still be pretty bad.
Yeah, I still wouldn't watch it
But
probably.
no, no,
I would wait
especially
for
not.
some like YouTuber to watch it and then just listen to their commentary on it. I
Yeah,
want to hear
yeah.
what Jordan Adika has to say
Oh my
about your
gosh,
version of
yes.
Mufasa, and that's it. I don't care about anybody else's opinion.
No, his is the only valid one. I
Like,
have gone back to watch
honestly,
their podcast
genuinely, I think that's true.
so seriously.
Because there's
I
so
don't
many,
know
like,
why
I
he
watch
doesn't.
a lot of videos and I'm like, okay, whatever, but there's something just so gripping about everything that he says.
All the time.
Yeah,
He might be the funniest person on earth. I don't know
it's
why he doesn't put out
possible.
more videos. It makes me so sad, but it also makes me appreciate the ones I get more.
Yeah, because it's like, it's special.
Yeah.
They say too
I
much of a good thing, whatever, whatever. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
Their the Sad Boys video with Madame Web. I have watched that episode. I've never watched an entire episode of their podcast except for that one. It's like 2.5 hours long. I've
Same.
gone back and watched it multiple times because it still brings me to tears. The fact that they're just doing basically this about their dumbest movie in the world. They're just
Basically,
like,
this. That's what I
yeah.
like about it because I'm like, of course, people are gonna love our podcast. We do the same thing as everybody else.
hmm
I
Yeah.
think if there's anything holding us back, which there obviously isn't because we're incredibly famous and beloved around the
Yeah.
world, if there was anything holding us back, it's that we don't have like a Jacob and Anastasia type people behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
We can work on
Mm.
that. Timmy, you do not want the grapefruit LaCroix, I promise.
Mm. No, to me, I can confirm that you're not gonna want
Yeah, she says you won't like it.
it. Mm-mm.
And she knows you really well. She's met you.
Mhm.
You just don't remember because you were too little, but it definitely happened, and you're crazy
Mm.
if you think otherwise. Okay.
Mhm. No, I didn't.
No, I wasn't.
Um, I don't have any cookies in my house, which is devastating to me
That is
because
a
when I went up to
tragedy.
get, yeah, I went up to get my cold Mountain Dew and I was like, I would love a no-bake cookie right now. And I don't have any in my house. I just have chicken and a biscuit crackers, which are fantastic,
Hmm.
really yummy.
If you want a cracker, that's a good cracker, but if you want a no-bake
Hmm.
cookie, nothing can really satisfy that except a no-bake cookie.
Mm-mm. Um,
That's a real shame.
yeah. So if I seem off my game, that's why.
Yeah, and there's no other reason because there's no like current events or anything that have happened. Same as it ever was.
I'm still on my dream.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thrust in the reality of real life,
We have to still talk about the dream. We got distracted by the
one hit
funniness of a
after
man that we've
another.
never met and probably never will.
Um, anyway, the dream itself was pretty bad, but then it was interrupted by a mid-roll ad in the theater.
Mid-roll ad, it's so funny. Like not like a scene in the movie, an advertisement. If any Hollywoods are watching this, do not.
No,
No.
I don't want this particular psychic revelation to come true. I'm so serious right now.
I think
Don't test me about this.
I think,
Don't.
well, I can't say online,
Yeah,
but read between the lines what you think would happen.
and there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Anyway, what was
And
the
the
mid-roll ad
content of
about?
the was Olivia was awful. It was Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles both debuting their new like sex position shirts.
Do we need to have a visual? Do we need to draw it out?
I'm so sorry. This, I mean, like,
I don't know about this. If it's not Suicide Grinch, I kind of don't want to see it.
I'm so sorry. I really, I don't want to have to do this, but this is the only thing that I have seen in my
So
brain all
long.
day, and I
Oh,
need to get it out, or it's gonna consume me and kill me to death.
oh no, that would be really bad.
Yeah. Um, so they were officially coming out as a couple.
Because you know how it is when you have worked as a sibling with someone for so long.
My gosh. Sometimes I think like my brain is amazing for coming up with the things that it does in its sleep.
I think it's a blessing and a curse, you know.
I would never have done this consciously. I never would have conjured up these thoughts
No,
in
of
my
course not.
brain.
And I know that.
I know. And that I'm really sorry to have to do this. I don't want to.
Sure seems like it. You're putting a lot of detail into those drawings.
Yeah.
But that's just called dedication to the craft, okay? Sometimes you see visions that are harrowing, but the people have to know. And so what are you gonna do? Half-ass it? Not on this podcast. We have
Yeah.
117 subscribers.
So they started out each shirtless and then they put on this shirt.
Okay.
It was tie-dyed pink and purple and red, and it had
Okay.
a red teddy bear in the middle, and then the word dink
Hmm.
or kunk. This was Jensen's, and this was Jared's.
Okay.
I
Um,
don't know what the words mean.
well,
I'm
Dink,
so grateful that I didn't get that detail, but this is what they both put on after like thirst trapping in front of the camera for 30 seconds each. They both put on these shirts and then came into frame holding hands. And then we got back into Mufasa.
I will say I was just thinking about the word Dink recently because it does stands for dual income, no kids, which might be unrelated. It might be just like two different sayings that have the same acronym, but who's to say? I don't know kunk, but I love it. It's just a word. It's like when you bonk somebody on the head really hard.
Kunk. Yeah. Yeah. Um
Dual income, no kids. I learned about it I also on Instagram Reels. I guess it's like it's a popular thing, but my algorithm is so niche and like not mainstream, that I don't
Hmm.
really know when people are talking about, oh, do you see that trend on TikTok or on Instagram? I say, frankly, no.
Yeah.
But I did see one video about this, which is like a couple being like proudly announcing their dual income, no kids lifestyle. And they're
Their
like,
dink status.
the kids took it really well. And they have like 5 children, like they have a big family. And it's just a video of them, like, all their 5 children sitting in the woods on the ground, waving. And I was like, okay,
That's
maybe
pretty funny.
family influencers are kind of funny.
They ate just that one thing.
So maybe that's what they were doing. They're just announcing that they're leaving their current families, children included.
Do they have kids?
I don't know, probably, right? They're like so old.
They are. I don't know. I haven't kept up with them.
I feel like I assume, okay, Jared has 3 children.
Had.
Jensen Ackles also has 3 children. So the
They talk with
beautiful
each
thing
other,
about
right?
this, the beautiful thing about this is that they could get married and adopt 6 children and then abandon them for the dink lifestyle. That would be beautiful.
Is that what kunk means? Kids union
Kids,
going
how is it
K
spelled? Wasn't there like a G in it?
K-U-N-G-K.
K-U-N-G-K. I mean, yeah, obviously that's how it's spelled.
Yeah, idiot.
The only thing is, none of the none of these letters work with what we were talking about, which is 6 adopted and then abandoned kids. None of those, I mean, K, I guess, but it's okay. It's a
Yeah.
work in progress. The movie hasn't even come out yet, or has it? Who knows? Who cares?
But this, you can make it your project because I think that I've done all I can handle with this.
Yeah, yeah. But the G is just so like it's really satisfying that it's in there because it's not kunk,
Kunk, kunk.
it's like
Yeah.
heavier. Yeah, I really appreciate a G in an acronym that doesn't need one.
Yeah, it's like macabre. It's the R-E
Mhm.
at the end of it. If you
Mhm.
spell
It's
it
just like,
without the R-E, it's like it's just not right. You
can
can't
I
do
tell
that. You're
you
not
that
allowed.
that
Macabre.
we because of the kind of people that we are, we have this joke about buying a salad at McDonald's, the McCob.
Your family should have a TLC show.
Yeah. And we know what our theme tune would be because we sing it all the time. The tune of Dance Macabre, do you have it in your mind?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so imagine these words. The dance macabre is quite a bit shorter than Les Miserables. For it, the dance macabre, McDonald's new salad is called macabre. I'm sweating, dude. This is how I was raised. You can see why I had no chance to like understand TikTok trends.
No.
What does that
How
mean? You're scaring me. I was late to recording today because we were at a matinee show of a vaudeville set comedy of errors. That's what I do on my weekends. Okay, do you understand? Are you listening? Can you hear me? It was actually pretty sick.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I miss your family a lot.
Quit your job and
Yeah.
come home.
Yeah,
Just
when does
regret.
Neil come home?
January 9th.
Oh man, I could have come home a lot earlier, but if I go to your house now, then I'll have to leave to make room for, your brother.
Eh.